body swapping episode. Where have I seen that before? Yo, what is up, Crocs and Clan members, Pokemon fans? We're here to talk about episode 69 of Pokemon Horizons. And let me just say, initially, I was not too excited for this episode when I saw the premise. Okay, it's another body swapping episode, which we've seen in the past. This isn't the first time that we've seen this type of episode. And so, like, I had a certain disdain for it before it came out, but I shouldn't do that anymore, okay? You guys know me. I'm a reformed Pokemon anime viewer, right? I have... That's a lie. That's a complete, total lie, okay? I'm still the same way I used to be back in the day. It's just that I'm more tolerant with some of the stuff they do, especially because I actually like the direction they're doing this and the fact that it's a completely fresh take on the actual Pokemon anime universe. Right? So I'm a little bit more lenient nowadays than when we had like all this history behind this, okay? But that's besides the point, okay? I had my initial biases against this type of episode, but I gotta say, it wasn't terrible, okay? I still don't like the concept behind the whole body swapping, especially because it's been done before, and I don't want rehashes of like old Ash storylines in this new universe, okay? But at least canonically it makes sense for it to happen in, like, I guess the Scarlet Violet universe, right? Because the machine exists in the games, right? The only thing is it's in Blueberry Academy and not here, right? It's a feature that you can do in like the, what the fuck is it called? The giant, like, wild dome or whatever the fuck it is, okay? From the Blueberry Academy, right? It's not something that you can do in Kitakami. So they just took that storyline that you could have had potential there, and introduced it here, right? I don't know if they're ever gonna bring it up again, but just I understand why it was included. I still don't think it was necessary to do it in this arc, because I'm assuming at some point they are gonna go to Blueberry Academy, right? Or we're gonna get something related to Blueberry Academy, because they haven't shown Kieran, right? Kieran's not in the opening, so if they're going to use him, which I think they should, because I really like Kieran's character in the games, right? But that's just me, my biases, right? The Pokemon anime is not just catered to my tastes, right? We all know this, okay? But I'm hoping that they actually do something in Blueberry Academy, or something leads them to Blueberry Academy, so that we can have this machine, the Synchro machine, show up again in some way, shape, or form. Will it happen? I don't know, right? And at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter, because we're going to talk about what happened in this episode and what happened with Roy and Crockler, okay? Now listen, like I said, initially, I wasn't too fond of what was going to happen in this episode because I didn't want to watch a body swap episode. But they did handle it a little bit different. You had them like trying to be secret about it, but because they are the way they are, they're very helpful people, right? They're a helpful bunch. I don't even know what to call it because it's a mixture of like kids and Pokemon. But you know, the kids, right? Their whole group dynamic is that they really care about other people and helping other people. So even though they're supposed to keep this fact hidden that Roy and Crockler switch bodies, they're still like, well, we gotta help everybody. You know, everybody needs help. We gotta do something with them. So like they do something with Murdoch just to make him feel good because he wants to treat them, right? So they do that, and then they have to deal with Oreo having issues, right? So they help her out, right? And then Freed has some weird things. So, well, actually, you know what? I will say, I'm glad that they kept Freed away from this whole shenanigans, right? I just wish. My only problem with Freed in this episode, or the fact that they even had this happen in the episode, is the fact that my boy Freed was fighting Carmine, and we didn't get to see none of that, okay? We got to see, like, the ending portion, where, like, Carmine has Sinistra use the Machigacha once, right? And then the Pikachu gets hit, then Sinistra, like, recovers some HP, and then, like, Pikachu busts it up with a Thunder Punch, and then it's done. I'm like, bro, I was hoping to see more. Okay, you can't just give me Carmine, right? You can't give me Carmine and having her dealing with Freed, and I don't get to see none of that. I like these characters. Okay, Freed I like from the anime. You know, I still have my biases against him, my suspicions with him. But I like Carmine. And Carmine, her storyline in the games was good, right? I'm glad that they're keeping her being a little bitch though, right? Because that makes her eventual turn like way better, right? At least that's how I felt in the games. Okay, personally speaking, I was like, Carmine, you're a bitch, and then things kept happening, and you're like, okay, you know, you're cool, right? So I hope this actually does something to it. And also, that leads me to my next point. Because the kids helped out everybody, they helped Molly, I didn't say that earlier, but they helped out Molly, right? Because they did all these things to help people, right? At the end of the episode, when they find out that Briar is in like the crystal pool, right? They're like, Carmen's like, oh, well, you can't go there because you got no permissions, right? And then like the dude from the inn comes out and is like, oh, I give you permission. And she's like, well, you help my daughter. And I'm like, initially, okay, again, I need to stop it. I need to give him some time because my initial reaction, right, was like, ain't no way they're going to give this dynamic of like, this is Carmine's dad, okay? Because Carmine's right there, right? So I'm like, initially, I had to like pause the episode. I'm like, they're not going to do this, okay? Carmine and Kieran don't have parents. They have grandparents, okay? They're living with their grandparents. I have no idea what the fuck happened to her parents, or at least I don't remember from the fucking games. But I'm like, you're not going to turn this man who just runs the inn into her dad. But thankfully, they didn't do that. They did a callback to something that happened earlier in the episode, which they didn't do a flashback, which I was very glad about. There's a little girl that Crockler, technically speaking, he was in Roy's body, helped this little girl out when she was with Molly, right? And because she felt gratitude, she went to her dad and said all this stuff, and she was like blushing and shit. You know, she's got a thing for Roy. But the thing is, it wasn't Roy, it was Crockler. So she has some things for Crockler in Roy's body. I'm just saying. She's got a thing for a Pokemon. And after the leaks that happened recently, I don't know if that's a good thing. Okay, we're not going to talk about the leaks. I refuse to acknowledge they exist, okay? I haven't seen them, but I've heard things, and I refuse to acknowledge it because we all know that initial conversations happen and then stuff gets removed for obvious reasons. We're not going to talk about that in this episode review, okay? Leave that for you guys in your private time, okay? Not on this channel. Hell no. Boy, I am wild. Okay, listen. I'm going to drop it off here, right? It was a nice episode. Do I want to say it? You know, I'll tell you guys, okay? I'll just say it. I'm thinking that the next episode is leading to a Tinkatink evolution, right? The way they're making it look like is that we might get a Tinkatink evolution in the next episode. You guys probably already know this if you watched the episodes. I'm still behind, right? I'm uploading this episode review today, right? Because I was late. I was supposed to record it yesterday, and the day got away from me, right? So I'm recording it right now to upload it today, so I have to like... So the next episode, which I got the preview for this episode, right, came out last week, right? Which means you guys already know if Tinkatink evolved, right? I don't know this, but I have a suspicion that's what's going to happen in this next episode, right? And I kind of wish I had been caught up by this because I would have made a speculative video about it, but who knows, okay? That's just... I missed my chance, okay? The ship has sailed on that episode, okay? But... Actually, I can't even do that for this week's episode because the episode comes out tomorrow, which means I'm going to watch it on Sunday. I guess I can make speculative stuff on future episodes after that, depending on what we see, right? But you know what? I keep dragging this out. I need to make this review right now, okay? So I'm going to finish this video, right? I'm going to edit it down. I'm going to upload it for you all, right? To go up on the channel, hopefully, in the next, hour, if everything goes well. And then... we're going to be streaming tonight, so I hope to see you all there. Alright? So that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been your boy, SoresanCrockxen, and I will see you guys in future videos, streams, shorts, and everything in between.